Morning, my friends. Well, I just got back from being away for almost a week for a trade show for work. This is my front porch. You can see while we're traveling around, we're collecting stuff every time we can. You say large pieces of driftwood or stumps or anything that we can use in any of our enclosure builds. So, as I say, I've been away for almost a week, and trust me, it's been crazy busy here over at Realm Natura, even though I wasn't here. So I thought today we're going to give you guys kind of the full update of all the stuff that's transpired. It's been a busy week, busy 2 weeks actually, because I was here for the first part. Give you guys an update on everything that's happening with the zoo. Let's take a peek. Now, it's literally only about 1 degree above zero right now, and everything froze again overnight. So get an idea. This is what these are all frozen. The farm is an absolute disaster. Looks like an absolute world war battlefield over there for all the vehicles that have gone through. But we're still plugging away. And the first thing you guys could probably notice is the windows are installed. So the windows are installed, but I can't wait to show you guys what's going on inside. Let's get in there. All right, so the second you walk in the building, the first thing you're going to see about this 10-foot wall. And that 10-foot wall is basically the Realm Natura area. That's where all the filming will be done, be there. We're going to be mounting studio lights, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But if I pull back, you guys will see everything that's been going on. So to the one side of that, we already have the first major, all the walls are up, the whole enclosure is all sealed in, it's ready for skinning. Now that is just a protective film, or these are tempered glass sheets that I got, and I believe they were probably made for something like a fancy gym or something like gigantic shower panels or something like that. So the film will peel off and then it'll be able to clean off. It's just gonna take a little bit of elbow grease, which we're not against. But because the panes of glass are tempered and they're bigger than 8x4, I believe they were 55 inches. I might be wrong, but I believe they're 55 inches tall and they were 104, 103 or something like that long. So we built everything around them. So you guys are kind of start seeing the whole vision kind of come together. Now bear in mind, remember I told you about the yard? This is what my floor looks like. It's an absolute disaster. Well, it's not a disaster. It's just a lot of construction going on, but for all the trucks and everything to come through and all the guys to bring in all their equipment, it is an absolute pigsty in here. But we'll look at that, and we're not really here for that. So the other side of that wall, 1, 2. Now, these stands are all built at all the exact same height. So it's 30 inches from the ground to the bottom, and then it's going to be 5.5 and then a floor. So it's exactly 36-inch floor. As I show you, you can see that thing's been all built into a frame. This is a 2x4. It's been routed out, so all the edge all the way around of this this glass is protected. And for tempered glass, that's really, really important. And the space underneath, because they're all at 3 feet, this is going to be kind of a crawl space I will be able to access, and I'll show you from where. But each one of those spaces is designed for a 4x2x2 PVC enclosure, and it will be the same underneath this unit as well, because they're the exact same. The only difference in the size of these cages is this one is 4 feet and this one is 6 feet, front to back. And then in this space here, if you see on the mezzanine above, the mezzanine was 6 feet, so that's the 2-foot mark. So we're probably going to build this unit out probably 24 inches or 30 inches and go straight down, and that'll be another enclosure that'll face this way, so you'll be able to see it when you look at it like this. And I've got an idea for something like Australian Outback for one of them, and then we're going to build one on that one as well. And I don't know what's going to go in there, but I do know the animal that's going in there. You guys don't. And I know what that cage is built for. You guys don't. And I got ideas for some of the bottom ones. Now, basically here, we're going to be installing the door. I thought that was going to be done by the time I got back, but that's one thing that's not. And there's the blocking that's in place for the doorway. The doorway is going to swing, and basically that's where it'll be when the door's open, because it's going to close, and then there will be that cage there. This is the service area. You can see it's an absolute mess in here. So this is all new as well. This is something that came up as a necessity having never done anything like this before, you got to start thinking, oh, never thought of that. And one thing that came up was water. Now, where am I going to put water? This room's starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, where that ladder is that 2-foot space there on the bottom is going to be a door, and that's going to be access to go in behind there, to go in behind underneath, to be able to access any of the electrical appliances or so forth for underneath for those units. And then this one here this is the access panel for this cage here as well. And then when we build out this one, we will build an access door here on this one here. The switches and all the electrical that's coming in place are basically all the electrical for all the different things in the room. The studio lights will be one, the service room will be one, the service lights out there will be one. So this is just temporary. This is not where it's going to be going. This is going to be going this way. But this water tote, because we live in the country and our water's hard, we're going to take that water tote, and that's why we built such an industrial platform. So supported by the roof and all these giant posts, and it's going to go up there in the corner, and then we'll be accessing it up from above, and we'll run a pump and we'll run misting systems and whatever we want off it. So the secondary brackets here, I'm not exactly certain what they're for. They'll probably be for the whole home dehumidifier. And then this is kind of like a furnace. We call it an air mover because it doesn't have any of the heating elements or anything whatsoever. It's just basically the air movement aspect. And then all the ventilation and everything like that. You can see the vents are all nice installed there, and then it slowly tapers down as it goes further out. So I believe that's air out. And then this whole part here is all new, and I'm assuming that's going to be the HEPA filter because we don't want to be dealing with any odors at all in here with some large animals. They'll produce large waste products in a tropical, moist environment. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely pleasant. So we went and made sure we had the proper handling equipment for ventilation. And then out there is the air conditioner unit, which goes outside. And there's the air conditioner unit there, and power going all up top. Still has to be all sealed out and fully mounted to the wall. This is the actual power line coming into the house. This is not to code. This was just put so we could do something last fall. But basically it's going to come down from the house. It's going to be mounted to the house. And then we're going to trench it underneath and then bring it up and attach it to the house, all by code. And then at the same time, we're going to be bringing out water as well the same way and running it with some heat trace so we can use it outside without it freezing in the winter. So here I am standing in the space facing the doorways, opposite of what we were looking at before. So I've got that big piece of glass behind me, the extra piece. There's the one enclosure beside me right there. And then there's the other enclosure beside me right there. And basically this will be power. I'm gonna have my thermostat's gonna be mounted up here. And I'm probably somewhere along these lines. I'm not certain exactly, but somewhat centered. I have these little brackets for mounting my studio lights, and everything will find focus on here. And then the wall behind me will become the feature wall and everything promoting for Realm Natura, the channel. But you can get an idea, it's just gross in here. It's just so much work's gonna have to take to get this place cleaned up a little bit. But that's all part of progress. As I said, it was only a degree or two above freezing right now outside, so it's an absolute mess. Freeze thaw, it's just gross. There you get to see, this is the upper area. This is the area where all the plants and some of the dart frogs maybe, and the isopods and all that sort of stuff. This will all be up here. I'm assuming this is probably a whole home dehumidifier. But you get to see an idea of what it all looks like. It's all starting to come together really, really fast. We've got all the electrical down on one side. We've got all the electrical for all the service lights. We're going to be running electrical the same way on this side as well for all the different lighting options. But it's come together, and you're noticing that the space is starting to kind of close up really, really quick. So when I thought of the idea, like, what are we going to do about water? I'm glad we were able to do something like that. We'll have a big workstation here and some cabinets. And then in this space here, the only thing we're going to need in here is like some sort of a counter, but we do need our sinks and stuff because that is the floor drain right there. And then we will be closing off the underside of the mezzanine once we've done all the electrical and stuff, because I told you guys, we're going to do some really, really cool stuff here. You have no idea all the ideas I have, what you're going to be walking into when you walk into here. I have an idea for the front here. I have an idea here that's going to kind of correspond with it here. That's going to tie it all in together. Oh, I've got so many things in my brain going on right now. Now, when you come down in here, this whole space here is, I don't think there's anything on this area, but this space here from, there to the cage, this is going to be the arachnid wall primarily. So all the cages that we've got for that. And then same like we talked about over there, there's going to be another cage built out here. So you're going to walk through the tunnel. Morning. And then on this side here, this is going to be the snake cage. So we talked about that. And that one's coming together real fast and furious too. They put the glass in place. This is one that started it all. I was here the day and I just happened to mention it, and the two guys and myself, we just whipped it together and started throwing them up in the frames. And then he built me a kind of a very industrial ceiling because of the size of this cage, and because I've never heated a cage along these lines. I'm not really certain how I'm going to be going about heating it. So we've left it all open, and that means that I'll be able to skin the roof from underneath. Then I'll be able to put something up top, so I almost like a walkway or something that I can crawl along, and I can be able to access for different things for heating and lighting and so forth above the cage without interfering with the animals whatsoever. But I have so many ideas for that. Now this cage here, this one took a decided change, and this cage is being built out for another different type of animal. It's another animal that we don't have at all, but it's another animal that blends very, very well with the channel of something that needs a message. It's something we need to talk about, and we've got the proper space for it. And this is an animal that I'll probably spend only the fall and winter in here, but when it's nice outside, it'll have a big enclosure outside as well as maybe some of the other animals. We will see. But it is coming together fast and furious. So as you guys can see, an absolute ton of work has happened, and it's so awesome, man. It's so exciting to know that this is actually starting to come together. Like, as I say, I was away for half that time, but that week before when we were going, and they were going just so fast, it was crazy. I just couldn't keep up with it. My brain couldn't keep up with it. Now today I'm actually leaving. So by the time you guys see this, I will be back already. This will be coming out next week. But I'm leaving again today to head to Toronto for the Canadian Pet Expo. And that when you heard me say hi, that was my electrician's here now. He just got here, and he's going to be doing some stuff all day today too. So I can't wait to get back, and I can't wait to, we got to order a huge truckload of some material, some OSB and some sheeting materials and stuff, and get really right onto these cages and get them going right fast. So till then, my friends, we'll talk to you next time. Take care.